Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. We're going to take a look at a couple of things here. First, Bitcoin and Ethereum, see what's going on there in the markets right now on those two on Sunday afternoons, probably around 5 o'clock right now. And then we're also going to take a quick look at what the CEOs are getting paid for, basically what their salaries are, bonuses possibly included in there, maybe even stock options. But we'll take a look at all that details and kind of do a comparison to their quarterly revenue and see how much percentage of that salary is based on that. Okay. So as always, you guys know the drill here. This is not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. I'm invested in fund coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And spread these videos will help you out even more. Okay, so let's take a look at the market here really quick. We're just going to dive right into it here. So Bitcoin right now is down 1.25%. It was up yesterday, but it's down today. So it's right now at 26,773. It's still bouncing kind of between our 200 weekly moving average and our 20-day moving average right now. And the RSI has come down a little bit here to 40 on it. If we look at the 4-hour chart, there is some possibly good news here. If we look at where we are right now as far as price is concerned and look back further to where we were, kind of back up here a little bit. RSI was a little bit higher. RSI is a little bit lower right now. That could be a good sign. We might be getting a reversal happening here within the next day or two. We'll keep an eye on it, see what happens, but we're also seeing the same thing here on the 1-hour chart. So 1-hour chart will follow that line all the way back to right about here, it looks like is the closest. And at that point, RSI is definitely higher. It's at 42, and right now it's at only 36. So RSI is lower. Price is at the same spot. We might be heading in for like a reversal is what I'm thinking here as well. Okay, but we'll see what happens. Ethereum, same thing. It's down 0.73% on the day-to-day a little bit here. It's also kind of tracking that 20-day, 50-day moving average right now, kind of bouncing off of it a little bit or bouncing below it. Keeps getting to it and then bouncing down below it. Okay, so we'll see how this one's going to play out as well. This is going to be probably the similar situation as it is with Bitcoin. Price right now, if we look at it, was back here the same. RSI at that point was higher in the 4-hour chart. If we look at the 1-hour chart as well, let's see where his last time price was pretty close to it, probably right around here. At that point, the RSI was higher and price is at the same point, but its RSI is lower now. It's like I'm saying, we may have a little bit of reversal happening here, but we'll see. Okay, so that's it. Let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick as well, see if we get any kind of updates on that one here. And we can see here that the network hash rate on the 7-day average is at 367 million right now. And if we go to the 1-day average, it has actually fallen down here to 322 million. So that's kind of interesting that that is coming down. Maybe don't know what the reasoning for it is. Maybe because of the heat, possibly across the nation, summertime, getting up to a lot of these places where they mine. That could be having an effect on it as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one, see what happens there. And let's take a look at the pay for the CEOs. Okay, so I pulled all this data in. I was looking through their 10Qs, 10Ks. Some provided it in there, some didn't provide it in there. So I was getting frustrated with it. I said, the heck with it. I'm actually going to go down and take a look at Yahoo, see if Yahoo has that information. And luckily they did have the information. So this one here, if you go to Yahoo Finance and go to profile, you'll be able to find this information for yourself. And it is right here where we can find obviously who the CEO is, what their pay is. And down here they report pay is salary, bonuses, etc. So anything that might be in there, there might be also stock options in there. I'm not sure, but they're including pretty much, I think, everything in there. So that's kind of what I'm using the numbers here as far as what's being reported. And most of the stuff is from December 31st, 2022. Okay. Now, as far as the quarterly revenue for the miners, a lot of these are already in Q1 of this year. Some are still in, obviously, the end of the year numbers. So we have the ones that are still old as Hive. We're still waiting on Q1 numbers from them. Iris, Argo, I doubt we're going to get because Argo reports biannually. We also are missing Bit Digital, DMG, and Core Scientific as well. Core Scientific, I don't think I even included in there because they're in bankruptcy right now, so I didn't include them in there. But the rest should be in here that I could find information on. The ones that I couldn't find information are not in this list, okay? So here's what we got. We got obviously this year's outstanding stock price, market cap, all that stuff here. Last quarterly revenue, I pulled that information in as well. And then we got the president, CEO names down here. We got their base salary, bonuses. It was a question mark for me, but then I saw Yahoo provided that information, so that's included. And then basically dividing that by 4 to get quarterly revenue or quarterly salaries for them. And then we just took percentage of quarterly revenue. How much is that salary there? Okay, so we can see here that also I did these in order by least pay, or the less pay, paid the least to paid the highest. So we got Iris, we got William here getting 181,290, and that's 45,000 per quarter. Then we got Hive, Iden. I think this might be a little old data. I don't know if he's still only getting 217. I think Frank was getting quite a bit more than that. So since he's the new CEO, I would imagine that he'd probably get a little bit more now, but that's the data that we do have. So that's 217,620, so that's 54,000 per quarter. Then we got Cypher with Rodney getting 300,000, 75,000 per quarter. Sheldon at DMG, 346,160. And that's 86,540 per quarter. Then we got Sphere 3D with Patricia getting 423,910 with 105,000 per quarter. Next is Bit Digital with 500,000 for Samir, and that's 125,000 per quarter. Then we got Bitfarms with Geoffrey getting 683,220 and 170,805 per quarter. Hut 8 Jamie Leverton getting 722,280, and that's 180,570 per quarter. Mawson, we got James here getting 925,680, $231,420 per quarter. And then we got Terra Wolf, Paul getting 950,000. That's 237,500 for the quarter. And then we got Clean Spark, Zachary here getting 1,050,000, and that's 262,500 per quarter. Then we got Riot, Jason here getting 1.2 million per year, and that's 300,000 per quarter. And then we got obviously Marathon getting paid the most here. Fred Thiel, 1.24 million, and that's 310,000 per quarter. Now, when it came to the actual percentage of quarterly revenue, that represents the salary, whatever it might be, whether it's bonuses included in there and along with share-based compensation, that represents for Iris, William, for Iris, it's basically 0.329%. For Hive, it's 0.38%. For Cypher, it's 0.343%. DMG, 1.628%. Sphere, 4.19%. Bit Digital, 1.6%. Bitfarms, 0.56%. Hut 8 at 1.67. Then we got Mawson at 3%. Terror Wolf at 1.9. Then we got Clean Spark at 0.61. Riot at 0.62, and then Marathon at 0.60. Surprisingly, these three being the largest miners that we cover here currently and becoming the largest miners, Marathon probably being the top one, followed by Clean Spark and Riot when they get all the miners installed. It's surprising that the top three are basically getting paid pretty close to the same amount per revenue as it is, the percentage at least. Okay, so when we look down here, we can see all the numbers as they stack up for everybody here. And we can see Iris obviously came in with the lowest amount being paid to their CEO, and then Marathon being the highest here per quarter. But when we look at the actual percentage of salary to revenue, we can see that the lowest ones here are Iris, Hive, and Cypher with only 0.33%. So that's kind of interesting that those are in there. All three the same. Then we got DMG. DMG's 1.63%. The biggest one is obviously Sphere 3D with 4.2, with Patricia getting the most here based on the lack of revenue or little revenue that they do get. So she's definitely getting paid a lot for that. Bit Digital then is at 1.61. Then we got also Bitfarms 0.57, pretty low as well. So they would be probably, based on these guys here, the third lowest, fourth lowest, somewhere around there. These guys, 1, 2, 3, fourth lowest here. And then we got Hut at 1.68, obviously with Jamie and the issues that they're having at their facilities. No wonder that that has come up here as far as 1.68% of that. The revenue has been falling down, but she's still getting paid possibly the same thing. Then you got Mawson at 3.02. They've also had issues, so that's surprising that they're still getting paid that much. And it might be also a little, what's the word I'm looking here for? Backwards looking, I guess, right? It's not really current numbers that we do have. It's a little backwards looking. Terra Wolf at 1.93, and then like I said, Clean Spark, Riot, and Marathon, the three biggest guys here are pretty much getting paid about the same amount per revenue as it is right now. So that's it. I just wanted to point this out to you guys. I thought this was kind of interesting to take a look at how much that does equate to everything. Other than that, let me know what you guys think of this. It's kind of interesting to take a look at it. Like I said, we won't do this too often. We'll do this maybe once a year or something like that. Take a look at the numbers that we do have for them, unless we get kind of updates or anything like that, where we can see it. But other than that, it's just kind of cool to take a look at how they stack up for revenue. If you guys think there's another metric that I could have used as well, let me know down in the comments below. Love to hear it. And then otherwise, we'll see what happens later on this week. We got Monday next week, and well, this week. We got Monday tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. If we get any news, we're still waiting on a bunch of the Q1 results, like I said earlier. Hopefully we'll start getting some of those in, and then I think everybody pretty much provided those numbers. So once we get all the Q1 results in, we'll do the quarterly comparison against each other of the miners there. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. This is going to be available to YouTube members here. I'll post this probably tonight. And then obviously this is going to be available to Patreon members as well. So thank you to everyone there for their continued support. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.